today, again, we've asked Mike Connell back on our podcast because we have this special segment that we call the 5 minute follow up, which we're going to give Mike an opportunity to go kind of in depth on a very one particular topic. But before we do that, and before I announce what the topic is, I'll give Mike a quick opportunity to just reintroduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does. So, Mike, why don't you reintroduce yourself to the gang and the audience and tell us who you are and what you do?
Okay, again, it's Mike Connell. My company name is KC Visuals Unlimited. I've been in business since 1988. I'm in Quincy, Massachusetts. I've been helping companies and professionals tell their story using video, and I've been doing it for quite some time. So I like to believe I do know what I'm doing at this point. It took a while, but I'm pretty sure I've got things down where I understand the process. And, a lot of people don't. It used to be people, I didn't know it cost this much and I didn't know it involved this much effort and work. And it's like, well, yeah, it takes time to do it right. If you want to do it right, you want to plan it out. I tell people, remember the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. And, you know, that'll save you in the end if you do everything up front, plan it out. It doesn't cost you any money to spend some time, planning things out for your video.
So
And
before so before
what
we get into before we get long into it, let me ask you the question because I felt like you were just about starting to answer what I was actually going to ask you as the 5 minute follow up here. So the the 5 minute follow up is to go deeper into a particular question that you're qualified to answer, which I definitely feel you're qualified to answer this, which is so how do you take somebody from I have an idea for a video to they have the video in their hand and how they're going to use it or maybe I asked that the wrong way. Maybe it's how do I take the concept of a video and actually implement into my business, however you want to answer that, but I think it might be the same question, but now I will give you the floor for the whole 5 minutes if you want.
Okay, well, that's, people have ideas for the videos they want to do, but that may be good, it may not be until we talk about it. But I tell people there's a basic process in the pre-production phase, which is before you shoot any video or gather any resources, or schedule any times. It's to know what you want from this video. You want to identify who the audience is, and what makes them tick. And then, the video that you're talking about, your idea. Okay, you got an idea. What is it that you want your audience to do? What action steps, basically? What do you want them to do after watching this video? And you want to be specific about that. You want to say, after viewing this video, the audience will pick up the phone, dial my phone number, and call me if that's what your objective is. If it's a training film, then it's different. It's they'll be able to demonstrate knowledge in these, answer these questions. They'll be able to do a demonstration of this product, with all the steps that are covered in the video. So it depends on the video what action you want the audience to take. And then does this idea involve a product or a service? Okay, how do we show that? How do we make it more visually interesting for the audience? So you want to think about visuals that you have access to that'll help bring this to life a little bit, reinforce your message, especially if you're talking about a process or foods or products. You can show that product, you can show it being used, you can show somebody going through the apps on their phone, the steps they take, all those kind of things that reinforce what you're saying. So those are the kind of things you want to think about. Uh, and
Well,
then,
this reminds me of like a Stephen Covey quote, which if you have ever read Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits, it's
yes,
to
yep,
start with the end in mind, right? So you're saying video should basically be taking the same premise. So start with the end, like what at the end of this video, what is the action somebody wants to take, and then you
right.
go backward from there. So tell me a little bit about the in between. Like, so is there like do you have processes already built in place that are like I want you go from point A to point B to point C to point D, and then the video is finished, or does all that um is that your
Well,
magic sauce that you don't really talk about?
in the first phase, the pre-production phase, everything is done in steps And the time it takes depends on the effort you want to put into it, the time you want to allot for it, and so forth. But I certainly help with that phase. I tell people, okay, there's pretty much an outline you can go by, to go through the steps of a simple media video marketing video, that you show online or on your website. And the first piece, when you're starting to put together, the message, is you have to have a grabber. You have to have a hook, something to grab that audience attention. I did a video for a foot surgeon, and he was looking to market this new operational center he had up in New Hampshire, where people could come in for day surgery on their feet when there's problems with their feet. So I said, well, somebody that's suffering with pain in their feet, the first thing you might want to say to them is, hey, are you seriously in pain with your feet so badly you can't walk around without pain? Or are you tired of having pain constantly in your feet? You just, well, yeah, I am. I've got a foot that's killing me. What do you got for me? And then you take them through the process of, well, we here at this center, we help people with these types of foot problems, and we do day surgery so that you're only giving up a day, and so that interests the people right off the top. So that's what you want to get down, is the messaging that you have a hook to grab their attention, you have a solution you can provide, and then you call them to action. Tell them the next step. Is it click a button below to, go to a landing page and opt in? So whatever that is, you got to get that down before you shoot any video.
Awesome. Mike, this has been very informative for me. I hope everybody listening to this gets something out of it as well, because it was certainly it's really nice to listen to somebody who knows what they're doing, especially coming from somebody who doesn't. So so thank you so much for being on our 5 minute follow-up. I appreciate you
Oh,
very
I
much.
love being
And
here.
I'm looking forward to posting this out.
Excellent. Me too.
And for everybody listening, thank you very much and keep selling.